Oh, wow. Blessings, greetings to you, social media. This is Sister Otay of a Georgia Green Project coming to you all the way live here from the Hinkley High School Community Garden. This is going to be a commentary video, which just means I'm going to talk through it. It's going to help me with my map making, and it's going to help me with my training as I go forward. So I'm in plot number 6. This is my one personal plot, and I'll give you a general overview. Is that this plot, this is my second season in this plot. The years before that, it was another gardener here before the pandemic, and after the pandemic, so for 4 years, for 4 years, this plot was full of sunflowers that just kept coming back. So it pretty much depleted the soil of all the nutrients. I didn't remember that when I planted. So last year I got nothing. And so what I did at the end of last season is I started watering with fish emulsion. I did some research and, tried to find some things I could do at the end of the season to support the health of the soil. And fish emulsion was one of my options. So I started watering with fish emulsion. And at the end of the season, I sowed some daikon radish as a cover crop. I wanted to, break up the clay and add some, organic matter to the plot. So that's what happened last year. I didn't really grow anything in here last year. I think I had some peas at the end of the season. All right, so this year I harvested from this plot turnips, chard, kohlrabi, collard greens, onions, garlic, hot 2 or 3 different type of hot peppers. Did I say watermelon, chamoy, bunch of different tomatoes. And so anyway, since that moment, I have completely redesigned the plot. So if you look at the previous videos, you'll see that, I don't know if you can see that the rocks are here. They're going to get painted one day, but at this point, they're just the natural rocks. You may notice my perennial area has changed the shape. I'm going to tell you everything that's in here after I walk around. So what's going to happen today, and I'm running out of time. I keep forgetting about the time, the sun going down. So what you see in here, I do have some lentils. So lentils are in these 2 sections, in that section. Okay. In this section here, I have sown the daikon radish because this area was really, when I dug my shovel in, it was really hard to manage. So you see I've sown some peas here, some snap peas. So they'll come up early in the spring. They may show up sometime during the winter. Just so I can have that marker there. So let me see what I'm going to do next. I'm going to tell you everything that's going on in the plots, all right, in each section. All right. So in this section where my perennials are, I'm going to move that because I want these strirateds to be in the front. So I'm going to move this one back there with the other ones that are like it. These are purple. I don't remember what color the strirateds are. They didn't get flowers last year. All right. Back here is the salvia. Right here is a striated sage. So I'm allergic to it, but it's so pretty I left it here anyway. These are hens and chicks. I'll call this Ophelia. We're going to see if it recovers. These are rocks that are going to be painted to metallic gold at some point when I get to it. In this section here, I don't know if you can see the seeds, but it's going to be cosmos, zinnia, and marigolds. I'm going to add more red mulch to that section after I treat the soil next year. In this section here with this orange flag is calendula. And then there's also burgundy amaranth in this section. And I think I put some cosmos. I know I put some marigolds in this section. There was some garlic that got moved from other places to get put right here. So I have to make sure I water that before I leave today. The more salvia that I need to water because they got moved. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another bearded iris. In this section, I put some 4 o'clock. So we're going to see if they come up. In this area, I want to grow, I think I'm going to grow, I'm just going to say this now because I may change my mind, but I think I'm going to grow, I know I'm going to grow some cucumbers. Some cucumbers, and the peas are going to be on the trellis along that line there where the peas are. It's going to be cucumbers, and I think I want to grow, I have a Seminole pumpkin, which is like a little mini pumpkin. I think I want to grow that in this area. Okay, in this section is going to be the watermelon area. You know, I'm going to try to grow some watermelon. When the season starts, I will put a support on this end and probably a support on that end just to keep the vines inside the plot. That is a kohlrabi that I'm hoping I bust the stem last year, but the leaves kept coming. So I want to see if it'll give me some flowers next year. But I can still eat the greens in the meantime. So my goal is to keep that alive. You see, I wet it. I don't know if you can tell if that's wet. It's actually wetness. I have this here because there's no more, what do you call them? Burlap bags. So we're going to see if I can fit the leaves under here and then seal it, hold them down with this cover. I got this from a thrift store. So watermelon will go there. There's also, along this edge here there's plenty of marigolds in this whole area. But along this side here, there's cosmos, zinnia, and calendula. Right here, we have amaranth and calendula. Right here, there's more amaranth and calendula. And I mentioned already, you see the lentil here, but there's lentil in all of these plots. Lentil is going to be a green manure. It's going to be a living mulch. So the lentil with this legume is going to grow in here with everything else. I did that last year. If you look at some of my previous videos, you may notice how green everything is. So we want to attribute that to, because I didn't really give it too much fish emulsion last year, but the lentils were definitely throwing that nitrogen back in the soil. We have some onions here. I forgot what I put in here. I had to look at my notes. Probably calendula. Cilantro is in there. I'm going to see if this Swiss chard will last all season. Last all year. And see if I can get some seeds from that next year. That is a blue collard green. I'm going to try to get that to give me some seeds next year. I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to put on these 2 sides. Probably something I don't want to, maybe beets, carrots, something that's low growing is going to grow over here. Probably some leafy green activity because I had tomatoes, watermelon, and hot peppers in this section last year. Oh, that's the whole plot. So that's everything. That's the whole plot. Yeah, I try to keep it under 10 minutes. I watch the videos 1,000 times when I go home to make my notes. But that's my plan. Today, I'm going to just water everything that's still alive. See, I tote my water in. I never toted water. This is my first year. I tote the water, and the reason why we're closing the plot so early is because this is in a community garden, and the water has been turned off. So if I was growing in my backyard, there are some things, obviously all my leafy greens would still be going, and probably some other things too that I would be able to protect from the cold, but I had to be able to give it some water. Oh, I forgot to say I sowed some comfrey, put some comfrey seeds right here, which is why that little bottle is there so I can remember. Comfrey. I want to Google that, see what that does. I want to see if I can get it to grow. It's a perennial, and it's not really recommended that you try to grow it from seeds, so we'll see what happens in that corner. But I'm feeling very pleased with the design the Spirit gave me for the plot for next year. It's always going to be 4 parts. It's always going to look like it's 4 parts. But if you look at the previous videos, you can see that there have been changes, and there'll be some more changes probably next year. All right, so let me hang up. I'm almost at 10 minutes, but I'm going to hurry up because the time has changed, and it's going to be dark soon. So I'm going to get as much done as I can today. And then I want to call it a season. But I don't know, I might have to come back one more day. All right. Peace and love.